ट्राई कर रहे थे बट वो भी
मैंने तो सर बांग्लादेश में भी ट्राई किया उसको, एफबीसीसीआई को। इवन मैंने नेपाल में भी 2-3 एसोसिएशन में बात करी है। पहले कह रहे डिटेल्स भेजो, फिर मैंने डिटेल्स भेजी है। अब मैं उनको फोन भी कर रहा हूँ, व्हाट्सएप मैसेज भी कर रहा हूँ, कोई रिस्पॉन्स ही नहीं उनकी तरफ से।
कोई बात नहीं।
वो भी मैंने तो सर बांग्लादेश में भी ट्राई किया उसको, सॉरी वो सर लाइव कर रहा था ना मैं वहाँ पे।
तो अपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन कितनी हो गई अभी?
सर एक सेकंड अभी चेक करके बता। तो लास्ट जो हुई थी तब तक कुछ 54 लोगों ने लॉगिन किया था।
ओके।
अभी देखते हैं सर। बाकी सर ये है, अब एक बात बताओ आप, जो ये अब बायर्स हम लोग ने भेजा तो एशिया में भी है, लेकिन आई डोंट नो क्या है ये, मतलब अलग अलग कंट्री से बायर लॉग इन कर रहे हैं।
कहाँ कहाँ से आ रहे हैं?
अब मैं अगर आपको बताऊं, मेरे पास ओमान से आ रहे हैं, मॉरिशस से आ रहे हैं, कतर से आ रहे हैं, बहरीन से आ रहे हैं,
तो वहां पे
घाना से।
किनको, वहां पे किसने भेजा है उनको?
पता नहीं सर ये क्या है, पाकिस्तान से भी आ रहे हैं।
अच्छा।
हाँ, नेपाल से हैं, नेपाल से 2-3 हैं, और आपका ये कौन सी कंट्री है, ओमान, यूएई, अल्जीरिया, यूनाइटेड किंगडम, आई डोंट नो।
अच्छा। तो कोई
बहरीन। वैसे तो हमारे पास सर जो गवर्नमेंट में सबमिट कराने के लिए, एक सेकंड सर, ये ना बाद में सर बात करते हैं इस बारे
हाँ
में।
चलो बाद में बात करेंगे, ठीक है। हेमंत ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं?
मीटिंग में, इस मीटिंग में बुला लूं?
देख लो, बुलाना बुला लो, क्या दिक्कत है।
चलो मैं बुला दूं। सर फर्स्ट सेक्रेटरी कॉमर्स आई थिंक आ गए, मैं उनको ले, सर फर्स्ट सेक्रेटरी कॉमर्स मुझे लगता है आ गए हैं, तो उनको मैं इन कर रहा हूँ सर। आशीष सर,
हाँ
फर्स्ट सेक्रेटरी कॉमर्स मुझे लगता है आ गए हैं, तो मैं उनको अभी इन कर रहा हूँ।
हाँ कर लो, अभी हो सकता है टेस्ट भी कर रहे हो।
अच्छा ठीक है।
This meeting is being recorded. The recording has stopped.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Ashish, sir.
Good afternoon, Nishant.
I think you're on mute.
No, I've unmuted. Mr. Abhishek has also joined.
Yes, sir.
Hi,
This
hello.
meeting is being
Hi,
Good afternoon,
Abhishek,
Mr.
sir. How are
Abhishek.
you? Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Abhishek. This is Ashish Jain from FIO Head Office, Delhi. How are you?
Good, thanks. Nice meeting you, Ashish ji.
Thank you, and thanks for all your support for your visit to Nepal Wood. Thank you very much for making it happen and inaugurating India Pavilion. We really appreciate the support and cooperation.
Well, I hardly had to do anything, just go there for 15 minutes. But thanks to you for putting it together. It's quite impressive. I hope you got some buyers from it.
Yes.
Eventually.
We have got a good response, and in fact, we are also very supportive. We are thankful for the list which you had shared with our team with regard to this virtual edition. Also, we had sent the invitation to them, and I'm sure a few of them will also be attending this virtual session, which is starting from today.
Great.
Sir, just a quick update for everyone. I just checked with the office of Mr. Haq, who is supposed to join from the Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He has requested to allow some time. He's traveling to his home. Maybe he'll try to connect from there. There are some network issues, some technical issues due to which he's unable to join from his office. He's asked for some time. We have told him, however, that the inauguration has already been rescheduled to 3. So he has requested that by around 3:15, 3:20, he'll try to reach and he'll try to connect. So I'll keep you posted for that as well.
Fine, Nishant. In that case, can we start?
Yes, sir. We'll just start by 3 because we are expecting some of the visitors and exhibitors also to join.
Okay.
Just for your information and also for Abhishek sir, the inauguration session is being live streamed on the Expo platform through YouTube, and we have around 130 buyers who are expected to join, along with 24 Indian companies who are participating through us.
Okay. Thanks for the update. In fact, I think I was thinking it's 3 p.m. Nepal time, but it didn't occur to me that it's 3 p.m. India time. By when it would be 3:15.
Yes, of
So,
15 minutes.
but
Apologies for
anyway,
that. Somehow.
Nishant, we can start in another 5 minutes time.
Sure, sir. We'll
no,
start
please,
in 3-4
let's
minutes.
wait.
Because Mr. Haq has
Whichever
already
is
informed that he'll take some time, so we can start it anyhow. I'll just start it by 14:55, I think. 3-4 minutes more, then we can start.
Okay.
So I think with all your permission, we can start.
Yes, Nishant, please start. If Mr. Abhishek can also be there.
Abhishek sir, shall we?
Yes, please. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Very good afternoon to everyone. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome distinguished dignitaries, delegates, guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, to the much awaited Asia Manufacturing B2B Expo, the International Virtual Expo starting from today. The Indian Pavilion is being represented by the Federation of Indian Export Organizations, popularly known as FIO, and is being supported by the Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, and our Indian missions placed out in South Asia. FIO represents the Indian entrepreneur spirit of enterprise in the global market and is a partner of the Government of India as promoting international exports. Friends, it's a matter of great pride for us that in this much looked forward Asia Manufacturing B2B Expo, focusing on electricals, engineering, construction, and auto industry, we have participation of more than 100 international delegates from South Asian countries, namely Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, who are eagerly waiting to forge partnerships with the Indian partners and suppliers. Ladies and gentlemen, this virtual edition, Asia Manufacturing Expo, International Virtual Expo, basically aims to bring together the key stakeholders and businessmen together to create efficiencies and effectiveness in the global buyer-seller interactions. The event is buzzing with complete opportunities where besides the virtual expo, we have focused one-to-one meets amongst the buyers and the sellers. With this, I once again welcome all of you, especially to the inauguration ceremony. And on this very special occasion, it is an honor for us that we have the distinguished presence of the dignitaries. We have with us today Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary, Embassy of India in Nepal. Mr. Mohammad Mahfuzul Haq, Secretary General, FBCCI, the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Bangladesh. He is expected to join shortly. Mr. Ashish Jain, Joint Deputy Director General of the Federation of Indian Export Organizations. Our member companies from India and all international delegates from the South Asian region. May I now request Mr. Ashish Jain, the Joint Deputy Director General of FIO, to kindly deliver his welcome address, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you very much. Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary, Embassy of India, Nepal. Mr. Mohammad Mazuful Haq, Secretary General, FBCCI, Bangladesh. Companies from India, international delegates, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Federation of Indian Export Organizations, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you at the inauguration ceremony of this extremely important, one of its own kind, Asia Manufacturing B2B Expo virtual exhibition. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks and gratitude to Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary, Embassy of India, Nepal, for sparing his valuable time and agreeing to address the participant, and his continuous support to FIO for its export promotion activities as well as endeavors. Friends, the significant recovery in the key economic and business indicators on the back of string of bold economic reforms, along with aggressive vaccination drives in India and various countries, have instilled expectations of a strong and sustainable growth ahead. Although new coronavirus variant has impacted the performance of some of the lead economic and business indicators, and we are witnessing the third wave in our country, the resilience of Indian economy is very strong, and we expect a double-digit GDP growth in 2021-22 on the back of effective policy measures undertaken by the government. In fact, the National Statistical Office, NSO, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, has released their first advanced estimates and the growth in real GDP during 2021-22. As per them, it is estimated at 9.2% as compared to contraction of 7.3% in 2020-2021. Friends, it is very satisfying and encouraging to note that India's exports continue to perform impressively. We have witnessed the highest ever export of US dollar 37.29 billion with a growth of 37% during December month and US dollar 103 billion during the October-December quarter of 2021-22, along with a merchandise export of about US dollar 300 billion with an increase of around 49% during April to December 2021-22, which is truly phenomenal in itself as it has broken all previous records of recent times, showcasing the continuous resilience of India's export sector. The enthusiasm with which the EXIM community has impressively performed during the year has further given a boost to the sector, thereby helping the economy further move towards recovery. The forecast of growth in the economy, along with the recent GDP numbers, also showcases the positive impact of exports. The top export sectors which performed impressively during the month were engineering goods, petroleum products, gems and jewelry, organic and inorganic chemicals, drugs and pharmaceuticals, electronic goods, RMG of all textiles, cotton yarn, fabrics, made-ups, handloom products, plastic and linoleum, and rice, contributing to about 330 US dollar billion, constituting about 80% of export, with a growth of 41% during the month over December 2020. Out of these, many of them were labor-intensive sectors, contributing majorly to the export basket, which itself is a good sign, further helping job creation in the country. Looking at the current trend, we are sure that we will be able to achieve US dollar $400 billion mark merchandise exports target set for the current fiscal year. Friends, the present global environment requires more initiatives, aggressiveness, and creativity in engaging with the business community across the globe. Many of the participants might be aware that FIO has been organizing a series of webinars, interactive sessions, virtual B2B meets, and trade shows by working closely with our Indian missions, embassies, and consulates abroad. These interactions and meets have brought key stakeholders together and helped them understand the market trends and dynamics and engage in more focused business engagement benefiting all. Friends, India's exports to the South Asia region reached US dollar 19 billion in the year 2020, and share of India's exports to countries in South Asia was 6.8% of its global trade. There is no denying the fact that keeping in view the complementariness and cordial relations we share with each other, there exists great scope and potential to enhance this further. With an average economic growth rate of more than 5%, the countries that comprise this dynamic region represent a thriving trade and economic hub. India's largest export market in the region is Bangladesh, followed by Nepal and Sri Lanka, whereas largest imports by value come from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. Major India's exports to the region includes mineral fuels, mineral oils, and products of their distillation, bituminous substances, mineral, cotton, iron, and steel, vehicles, machinery and mechanical appliances, cereals, electrical machinery and equipment and parts thereof, pharmaceutical products, etc. These together constitutes almost 60% of India's total exports to the region. Friends, as we all aware that the ongoing pandemic has restricted overseas travel, leading to cancellation of most of the international reputed shows all across the globe. During such times, amidst restrictions, as the world moves to the new normal scenario, the need of an hour is to move ahead and look for the possibilities in both physical expos and virtual shows to connect with overseas buyers and build long-term business engagement. Continuing our efforts in this direction, we are happy to participate in Asia Manufacturing Virtual Expo starting from today. As mentioned, focus sectors of the expo are electronic and software, engineering, renewable energy, electricals and electronics, power, etc. There are around 24 quality Indian suppliers who are participating in this virtual show to explore trade and business opportunities with their counterparts from South Asia and adjoining regions. I'm happy to know that more than 130 plus buyers from the South Asian region have registered for the event. Here, I must also fully acknowledge the support of our Indian missions and embassies for this virtual expo, for extending invitations to prominent businessmen from the South Asia region to attend this one of its kind virtual expo come B2B meet. Friends, virtual exhibitions like that of today gives us a fine glimpse into the near future of doing businesses, as we all have gathered here virtually for the sake of our businesses, and in future, this dependency on digital platform is only going to rise. It is imperative that businessmen evaluate their business operations to recognize areas where simple procedural changes can drastically improve the efficiencies in their businesses. We need to stop being apprehensive, critical of new techniques and methods, and try to adopt new systems for our businesses. I'm sure such adaptability will bring substantial effects in our day-to-day workings. It is therefore the appropriate time that we connect with the key stakeholders across the globe with more aggressive and innovative efforts using digital mediums. With these words, I would again like to thank all the dignitaries and other distinguished guests. I also give my best wishes to all the participants who have joined us from India as well as from foreign countries. And I'm confident that this unique Asia Manufacturing B2B Expo virtual edition platform will connect your business with the right person and will therefore assist in growth of your business and take it to the next level. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the much enlightening and the much fared around across all the points of the expo. Thank you so much for the insights. May I now request Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary, Embassy of India, Nepal, for his keynote address, please. Abhishek, sir, over to you.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you for putting this together. And it's really impressive that FIEO has been so active in organizing B2B sessions with our neighboring countries. Nepal, certainly I'm aware how active you have been. Good to meet Mr. Ashish Jain, Mr. Muhammad Mufuzul Haq. I don't know if he's here, but most glad to see all of you and to meet all of you virtually here. When we look at the prospect of organizing more B2B expos such as this, the single most important metric that comes to our mind is how many buyers did you manage to have in the end, whether from India or from the country where you are having the expo in. So I hope that this expo, just like other expos done by FEO, will succeed in that metric and be instrumental in creating more B2B linkages between India and our neighboring South Asian countries. When we look around in the world, we see that any country which has developed, prospered economically, has the strongest trade relationship with its immediate neighbors, whether this be Europe or be North America or much of Southeast Asia. So there is no way that the countries of South Asian or BIMSTEC region can prosper without having strong and intensive B2B linkages with each other. And that is the effort of my embassy as far as Nepal is concerned, and of Government of India as far as our regional policies are concerned. Neighborhood first is not just a political concept; it also has its value in business, in trade, in economic exchanges in general. The single most important focus area for us as commercial representatives in the neighborhood is to ensure that the barriers to trade or the transaction costs or transaction timings, they are minimized through government intervention. Businesses are enterprising enough to always find the right buyer or the right seller, but what governments can do is to facilitate these exchanges better. So whether it be movements of goods or people or capital or technology or software services and services in general, our effort is to ensure that they keep flowing across the border from India to all our neighboring countries and vice versa, so that the full economic potential of South Asian region, which is actually an integrated geographical entity, can also be realized in terms of transforming this geographical reality of South Asia to an economic and commercial reality as well. Therefore, we have been very focused on improving infrastructure at the border, whether for border trade, such as ICPs, or building more railway linkages, or building roads, or automatizing processes, using more and more technology, greater transparency, greater data sharing with our neighbors, to ensure that if a truck used to take 20 days, we feel successful during our respective tenures if the truck takes only 10 days to clear, and thereon 1 day to clear, and eventually you never know, maybe some sort of a camera can just read some kind of an ID on the truck, and it might not even have to stop at the border. So this is always a work in progress, and this is what we are committed to do. Minimize time that consignments, crowds of people or money or technologies take at the border or through regulatory hurdles. So we'll remain focused on this objective. We'll always remain open to hearing from organizations such as FEO. You can tell us, give us feedback where we need to improve things, which border points are facing problem, which regulations are hampering two-way flow of each of these elements. And together, we really hope that we can work together to make South Asian geographical reality also an economic and commercial reality. With these words, I would like to stop here and thank you once again for your kind invitation.
Thank you so much, Abhishek sir, for your kind words and the word of appreciation to us. And we also agree that our embassy in Nepal has been very enthusiastic and supportive to us, as we have seen in the recent past for the Nepal show as well. We were, we just had the approvals at the last moment, and still you were all, on your toes to support us. Thank you so much, and we look forward for this kind of support in all our endeavors forward. Friends, for the special address now, I would have invited Mr. Mohammad Mahfuz Al Haq, Secretary General FBCCI, that is the Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Bangladesh. Unfortunately, he has not yet, probably reached his home because of some technical issues. We had informed that he was unable to connect to the portal. However, just for the information of our guests and also the audience, at the Expo virtual site. The FBCCI have almost 19 members who have confirmed for the B2B at our Asia and Fashion B2B Expo. They are member supporting associations from Bangladesh. We would definitely look forward to have a pre-recorded message of sir, and we'll be running it down in the auditorium because of his unavailability to connect over. Sir, if you allow, if you have something for Abhishek sir, or then I'll move towards the concluding remarks.
Yeah, Nishant, yeah, Mr. Abhishek, thank you very much for your keynote address. And in fact, you have rightly mentioned that the key role of the embassy or for any trade promotion body is to facilitate entrepreneurs can themselves find out the buyers. But we need to also look for some kind of a platform that we are doing with the support of the Indian embassies. And definitely, we'll be coming out with any of the issues which we get to know from our Indian companies with regard to any trade facilitation, with regard to any trade issue which they may be facing, so that they can be taken up with the counterparts through you, and they can be resolved. Really looking forward to have a more business engagement, and really looking forward to more interaction with you in the time to come. Thank you very much for your presence, and thank you very much again. Yeah, Nishant.
Thank you so much, sir. With the permission of everyone, I'll just take your permit to go ahead with the concluding remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony of the Asia Manufacturing B2B Expo. Here, with the support of the Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, and our Indian missions in the South Asian region, is participating in this mega international virtual event with over 25 quality and established Indian companies. We are pleased to see an overwhelming response of businesses from Asia, India, and businesses from the entire South Asian region. This virtual expo brings practically all the features of a physical expo in the virtual format and is expected to boost India's exposure to the region significantly. Here, despite the prevailing global economic scenario, is making all its efforts to keep the wheels of the trade rolling. And we would sincerely like to appreciate all the participants who, by participating in this e-expo, have not only supported the efforts of the Federation, but have also shown the world that businesses throughout are eager to adapt to the changing times. With over 100 business visitors from the various countries of the South Asian region meeting Indian companies and end users virtually, which is now precisely around 1:30, we are sure that the 3 days event will have measurable business results, and we will be able to witness substantial export growth in these identified sectors in the times to come. With these words, I would once again like to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary, Embassy of India in Nepal. Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time, sir. Mr. Mohammed Haq, who was unable to join, but looking forward to have a pre-recorded message from him. Mr. Ashish Jain, Joint Deputy Director General of the Federation of Indian Export Organizations and our member companies from India, for sparing in their valuable time and encouraging us in our endeavors. We would also like to thank our Indian mission, particularly the Embassy of India in Nepal, for their sincere and their wholehearted support and cooperation. And our sincere thanks to all the international counterparts and the delegates for being a part of this e-expo. We would also like to thank our supporting partners and the FBCCI, the Federation of Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also our media partners with whom the event has been able to create a milestone. Thank you, all the dignitaries, for the precious time and presence, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, and namaste. Thank you, sir.